afternoon. Have you ever called your teenager for dinner and they don't even bother to look up from the screen? You call again, this time louder. Still no response. Many parents have told me, I feel my child has disappeared into that game. I've seen that worry in so many homes. Frustration mixed with helplessness, and underneath it all, love. For over 2 decades, I have been working with young minds, first as a lecturer with medical and nursing students, then as a counselor and a life coach. I've seen children through many biological lenses, emotional, behavioral. What I have seen in these many years is that every behavior tells a story, only if we pause to listen. Over the past few years, I have been working with parents and guiding them for the similar concern. More than 50 parents and children I have seen with long hours of gaming, irritability, growing silence, slipping grades. But what I realized is, behind every game, there's not just the screen, but there are emotions. Let's understand this with few examples. I've used some names, but they are made up. But if you look around it today, you can find these children among us, around us. You will be able to relate to it. Aditya, 16, loved playing cricket outdoors. Gradually, his outdoor gaming stopped and he was focused on online gaming. When I asked, he said softly, I can win in that game, not outside. That line remained with me. It was not about the game. It was about feeling capable, successful, and in control. We have Ria, 13, bubbly, talkative girl, but a bit withdrawn. When her parents took her device, she bursted into tears. She said, Mama, when I play online, my friends cheer me. No one else cheers me otherwise. For her, it was not just a game or an escape. It was belonging. Samir, shy and anxious child. He said, when I play online games, my thoughts stop racing. For him, it was a relief. One mother came to me crying bitterly. I don't know my son anymore. I said, stop judging. Stop criticizing. Just silently watch your child playing. After 2 months, she came back and she said, for the first time in months, my son spoke to me without anger. And she was smiling. So you see, connection begins when judgment ends. Samaira, 17, loved to design avatars in a simulation game. She said, because in that world I can look as how I feel inside, creative, colorful, confident. Her mother channeled that into art classes. Sometime later, her screen time gradually reduced because real life became rewarding. Once I suggested a father to play game with his son. Initially he was reluctant, but then he said, okay. He played only for 15 minutes and came out laughingly. I'm surprised, my son is so good at strategy and teamwork. That moment of pride rebuilt the distance that months of arguments had created. Maya loved playing cooperative games. She said, my team depends on me. We channeled that leadership drive into real life volunteering. She now is leading her school community. She found a purpose offline. Now all the success stories, all children are listening. But parents ask me, what if? What if we play, we share, we discuss, but still the child is not ready to give up the gaming? Ishan, 16-year-old, whenever his parents told him to stop gaming, he used to become defensive. When I met him, I understood it was not about disorientation or disobedience. It was about disconnection, fear of failure. He was not able to cope up with academics, and his only refuge was the game. Every limit was thought as criticism. We began with small wins. I told his parents to shift from control to collaboration. They started asking him, what did you play today? What did you learn today? Instead of asking how many hours you were playing. Ishan started opening up gradually. He was now becoming open to discussions. Then we started setting micro goals, homework before gaming, going for a walk with dad after gaming. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. So you see, children, they don't play games just for fun. If we start understanding that things, they will surely come back to real life. After a few weeks, his mother, Ishan's mother, came and told, today Ishan followed his schedule himself because it was his choice, not our rule. That's the key. Cooperation comes from autonomy, not authority. In today's world, when these youngsters are constantly being compared, judged, they find a refuge in the virtual space. They feel in control, feel confident. But if that is the only place where they are feeling confident, the balance is lost. Parents react with fear or anger. Children react with withdrawal or defiance. The bonds start fraying and both sides stop hearing. When connection feels difficult, structure can help, but if it is with shared responsibility. We can take help of professional guidance to bridge the communication gap. Because a third voice can translate what two sides are not able to say. In my sessions, I have seen that scolding doesn't work, force doesn't fix. What helps is understanding. When you ask your child, why are you playing this game? Instead of saying, you're wasting your time, something shifts. The child feels seen. When I guide parents, I tell them, don't set rules for your child. Create them. Create with them. Because when rules are mutual, they are meaningful. Beyond the screens, give real life wins to your child. If he loves competition, involve in sports. If they are creative, guide them towards storytelling, art, music. Let them experience the same sense of joy and mastery in real life as much as in virtual ones. Parenting in today's digital age is not about control, it's about connection. It's about shifting from judgment to curiosity. When you say, I see you get upset when you're not playing. What's going on? Tell me. That shift from judgment to curiosity opens doors that rules alone never can. Along the way, I have learned, listen before you limit. Connect through curiosity, not criticism. Let them enjoy the real world wins as much as the virtual ones. Talk about feelings, not faults. Collaboration matters more than control. When we walk and wait for the teenagers where they are, they start walking back to us. And that truly is the biggest victory for not only them, but for us as parents also. Thank you.